What are we looking for? Dawgs.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Bird, and we back on Bird's Eye View with it. Like always, appreciate the love and support. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Stop what you're doing and smash the like button, smash subscribe button. Hop in the comment section, comment whatever you want. Of course, I'm dropping daily bangers day by day. You know we got news of the day coming out of Colorado, and we're going to jump right into it, dogs. Of course, we back with another recap with this Colorado football program. Obviously, the transfer portal has been very good to our program for the past couple of seasons. And of course, Coach Prime mentioned that he will attack the transfer portal again for that 2025 class. And obviously, we were able to do so. Now, I do know that this won't be the entire transfer portal class. We expect to add more players. Of course, there's another spring window as well. But as of right now, we do have 17 players signed. And of course, we're going to jump right into that list, starting from the top here with Otis. We all know about the four-star defensive tackle, 6'5", 320, out of Columbia, Mississippi, Bama transfer. The number one defensive lineman in the portal. He was a top 10 overall player when he entered. Of course, he was in the 2022 class. He was the number one player in the state of Mississippi. He was a top 12 defensive lineman in the country. Physically gifted with an excellent athleticism for his size, frame, and mass to be an anchor in the run game, but also displays finesse and agility to get after the quarterback as well. As a true freshman in 2022, he was a freshman all-SEC lister. 12 games, made 10 starts at Alabama, 29 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 4 quarterback hurries, 2 PBUs. I know in 2023, he battled some injuries, still made a few starts, still made a few plays. In 2024, only played in a few games, then decided to red shirt and fully heal up. This is an NFL guy. You're going to love Otis. Let's keep it rolling, dog. Kaden Salter. We all know about the quarterback, 6'1", 200 pounds, out of Cedar Hill, Texas. Liberty transfer, was a top 10 quarterback in the country, coming out of high school in that 2021 class, committed to Tennessee. He competed in the spring. He then transferred to Liberty. He saw limited action with the Flames in 2021 and 2022. He then burst on the scene in 2023. Group of 5 National Player of the Year. Group of 5 First Team All-American. Conference USA First Team. He was also 2-time Earl Campbell National Player of the Week. Maxwell Award semifinalist. He was Conference USA Male Athlete of the Year. He was also Conference USA regular season MVP and championship game MVP as well. 4-time Conference USA Player of the Week. Led the Flames to their first ever perfect regular season in school history. Had 11 games with at least 2 passing touchdowns. 4 100-yard rushing games that season. He had the most rushing yards in a season by a quarterback in Liberty's history. He also set the school record for most passing touchdowns in a season as well. He was 3rd in the nation with rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. He also had the 3rd highest passing efficiency in the nation as well. I mean, you're talking about a crazy stat line when you look at his career, dog. 35 games, over 2,000 yards rushing, 21 touchdowns. He also has 5,887 yards passing. I mean, so you're looking at almost 6,000 yards passing, dog. 56 touchdowns through the air, only 17 interceptions. I mean, you're looking at, 77 total touchdowns, almost 8,000 total yards. Video game-like numbers from this young man. Obviously, we have a legit quarterback battle in Boulder, Colorado, with Kaden Salter and 5-star true freshman Julian Juju Lewis. It's going to be fun to see who wins that battle. Let's keep it rolling, man. Zack Krisler, offensive lineman, 6'6", 335, out of Crystal Springs, Mississippi, Illinois transfer. Started his career off at Mississippi Gulf Community College. He was the number 3 JUCO offensive lineman in the country in 2021. He transferred to Illinois in 2022, started all 13 games at right guard. He was a part of the first offensive line in school's history to be named to the Joe Moore Award semifinalists. Pretty much that's given to the best offensive line unit in college football. He was honorable mention all Big Ten that year as well. In 2023, started 11 games. First 2 were at right tackle, last 9 were at right guard. He was honorable mention all Big Ten that year as well, and he was also academic all Big Ten. In 2024, played in 12 games, making 6 starts. Of course, this young man, plug and play type of potential here. Of course, you see his tape here. This is from this past season here against Nebraska, who had a solid defensive line, one of the best defensive lines in the country. And of course, as you see here, he was able to hold his own without question. One of my favorite gets that we got in this transfer portal class here. 30 career starts at Illinois, 1,039 pass blocking snaps. Of course, he's only given up 10 sacks in his career. In 2024, 248 pass blocking snaps, only 1 sack given up, and only 8 pressures given up as well. Like I said, This has plug and play type of potential without question. Again, you guys are going to love Zach Krisler, man. Can't wait to see him in black and gold, dog. It's going to be fun, man. Let's keep it rolling, dog. Another soon-to-be fan favorite, Reginal Hughes, linebacker, 6'2", 230, out of Tunica, Mississippi, Jacksonville State transfer. Started his career off at Northeast Mississippi Community College, was one of the top JUCO players in the country. He was the number 1 JUCO linebacker in the nation. Went to Ole Miss, had limited production there, transferred to Jacksonville State and took off. In 2024, 83 tackles, third on the team, 9.5 tackles for loss, third on the team, 4.5 sacks, 6 quarterback hurries, was first team all-conference as well, too. That Jacksonville State team was Conference USA champions. They had a real good team. He chose Colorado over multiple P4 schools, Michigan State, Georgia Tech, Kansas, Mississippi State, Houston, Iowa State, Kentucky, just to name a few. Again, a fiery linebacker that can definitely fly around the football field. We have a really solid linebacker coming to Boulder, Colorado. Let's keep it rolling, dog. Joseph Williams, wide receiver, 6'2", $195 out of Arlington, Texas, Tulsa transfer. A high pointer of the football, displays good hands and the ability to track the football in the air. Had a very solid season for that Tulsa program. In 2024, he was AAC Freshman of the Year. He averaged 19.6 yards per catch, had 30 catches, 588 yards, 5 touchdowns. Of course, he had offers and interest coming from all over the nation. It was a ton of schools that was after the services of this young man. Of course, he ended up committing to this Colorado football program, still has 3 years of eligibility left. Think Will Shepherd replacement here. Of course, he committed to Utah, and then he ultimately decommitted there and flipped to this Colorado football program. Love this get here. Again, multiple years of eligibility. We needed to bring in another big body wide receiver to replace Will Shepherd, and we have a very solid wide receiver coming to that room, man. Can't wait to see him catch touchdown passes in Boulder, Colorado. He will be another great target for whoever wins that quarterback battle, whether that be Kaden Salter or Julian Juju Lewis. There's going to be a red zone mismatch for sure with this young man. As you see, I mean, he can really go up and get the football, and I feel like his best football is obviously ahead of him with multiple years of eligibility. It's going to be fun, dog. Let's keep it rolling, dog. Amari Vickers, cornerback, 6'1", $190 out of Florida, Oklahoma transfer. 2023 class, he was a 4-star safety. He was a top 8 safety in the country. He was a top 20 overall player coming out of the state of Florida. He was a blue chip guy, man. Top 75 national player, had offers all over the country. He chose Oklahoma. He played in 8 games as a true freshman. He had 8 tackles, 1 PBU. In 2024, he only played in 4 games. He only made 1 tackle. He missed majority of fall camp, though, with an undisclosed ailment. Of course, that kind of leaked into the season, which led to him not seeing much action. Of course, a fresh start would do wonders for this young man, and obviously he got that fresh start here in Boulder, Colorado. He's going to be another one that you should definitely keep an eye out on as well. I mean, 3 years of eligibility. Of course, he had some offers and some interest as well. Florida State, I know, reached out, but of course, he ended up obviously committing to this Colorado football program. Can't wait to see the development of this young man here under, of course, Coach Prime. He definitely has some intriguing tools, long, rangy, physical, can tackle. It's gonna be a fun one here. Let's keep it rolling, dog. We got Aki Aumi. He's offensive lineman, 6'4", 315 out of Sugar Land, Texas. He was in that 2020 class. He was a top 10 guard in the country. He was a top 220 national player, has played in 23 games at Texas A&M. You're looking at 393 total pass blocking snaps, only giving up 3 sacks in his career. Only has 3 penalties given up. Majority of his snaps in his career have been at left guard. I see in 2021, 267 snaps there. In 2022, 230 snaps. He's played some snaps at left tackle and right tackle, and also right guard as well. We'll see exactly where he'll play in Colorado. Let's keep it rolling, dog. Martavius French, linebacker, 6'2", 225 out of Memphis, Tennessee. UTSA transfer, started his career off at Tennessee in 2020. He was a 4-star, top 10 inside linebacker in the nation. He was another blue chipper. He then transferred to Hutchinson Community College, had 60 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks, 5 PBUs. Transferred to UTSA in 2022. He then burst on the scene in 2023. Played in all 13 games, 9 starts, 61 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks. He had 4 quarterback hurries and 3 PBUs. In 2024, he was special. 80 tackles. He had 17 tackles for loss, which led the nation when it comes to inside linebackers in tackles for loss. He had a tackle for loss in every game this season except for one. He was top 10 in the nation in tackles for loss. He was all conference. He was also AAC Defensive Player of the Week versus Memphis. Pairing him with Reginal Hughes, dog, we got a 1-2 punch at linebacker. Let's keep it rolling, dog. Gabriel Lightfoot. He's a defensive tackle, 6'3", 300 pounds, out of Moreno Valley, California, Fresno State transfer. Has started 25 games for the Bulldogs. In 2024, started all 12 games, making 37 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, 1 PBU. He was one of the most productive defensive tackles in the Mountain West Conference this year. Of course, he visited Boulder, and obviously he committed to this Colorado football program. Another dog, man, looking to come in and make an immediate impact, right? Of course, I love the fact that we'll be able to pair our defensive tackles up with Coach Warren Sapp and, of course, Coach Lewis as well. It's going to be fun to watch the production and the development of these young men at the position. We got another defensive tackle here, Trevin Coleman, 6'1", 300 pounds, out of Humble, Texas State transfer. Started off at Trinity Valley Community College. 2 years there, had 92 tackles, 18 tackles for loss, 8 sacks. He then transferred to Utah State in 2022, had 26 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack. He also blocked a kick as well. Transferred to Texas State in 2023, blossomed. Started all 13 games, 27 tackles. He had 7.5 tackles for loss, which was 4th on the team. He had 3.5 sacks. That was 2nd on the team. He had a fumble recovery. He also blocked 2 kicks as well. In 2024, 25 tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. A productive defensive tackle that's going to add value to our defensive line. Let's keep rolling, dog. Taik Beyrer, one of my favorites here as well. Safety, 6'1", 200 pounds, out of York, Pennsylvania, USF transfer. Played his high school football at DeMatha Catholic. Chose USF over Louisville, Ole Miss, Boston College, West Virginia, Liberty, just to name a few. An instinctive and rangy safety that loves to tackle. Violently crashes downhill in the run game and has a nose for the football. In 2024, as a redshirt freshman, had 54 tackles, which was 3rd on the team. 8 tackles for loss, that was 4th on the team. He had an interception, a fumble recovery, 2 sacks. Of course, the last name Beyrer should definitely ring a bell. He is the younger brother of 2-time first team NFL All-Pro free safety Kaden Beyrer. He also has another brother that plays at Middle Tennessee State as well. This one here, another possibility of a fan favorite, dog. I mean, we got another shark in the water here. Of course, we had to bring in multiple safeties, right, to replace the starters that we are losing at the position. When you think about Cam Silman-Craig, when you think about Shiloh Sanders, and we have a good one here, dog, that does have multiple years of eligibility. Again, he was only a redshirt freshman this past season, so he's coming in with 3 years of eligibility left. And this is one, dog, I see plug and play with this one as well, too, dog. I mean, this man can really play football. I really love everything about his game. Again, I believe he will be another fan favorite. He does remind me a little bit of Cam Silman-Craig, and it's going to be fun to watch his development here with this program. Up next, we have Mana Taimani. He's an offensive lineman, 6'4", 345, out of California, Ole Miss transfer. Started his career off at Wyoming. He then transferred to Diablo Valley Community College, their JUCO. Of course, he was a top JUCO player in the country. He was a number 25 JUCO player in the nation. He was also the number 8 offensive tackle in the country when it comes to the JUCO ranks. He then committed to Ole Miss, played 16 games with the Rebels. He was primarily a special teams guy. Of course, he committed to this Colorado football program. West Virginia was in the mix for him as well, but obviously he decided to put on black and gold and be a Colorado Buffalo. Of course, we're adding more depth to that offensive line. Again, 6'4", 345, has a lot of great size and potential there. Let's keep it rolling, dog. We got Zack Atkins. He's a tight end, 6'4", 245, out of Kansas, Northwest Missouri State transfer. When he entered the transfer portal, he was the number 1 tight end in the portal. A well put together tight end whose size and athletic ability is very intriguing. He's a really good athlete, catches the football really well, still has speed and explosiveness after the catch, a damn good blocker as well. He was a converted wide receiver. He had 0 offers coming out of high school. He was a 0-star wide receiver. I mean, that just shows a testament of hard work. Of course, Northwest Missouri State is a Division II school. He had 30 catches, 360 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, a versatile tight end that can really do everything well that's needed. He had a ton of schools after his services when he hit the transfer portal. I mean, he had almost 30 offers in the portal. He had multiple SEC offers, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Arkansas, just to name a few. Of course, he ultimately committed to this Colorado football program. One of my favorite gets here. He's got a lot of good tools, dog, for the position. We have to find a way to get him open and to get the ball in his hands. Of course, we all know a very good tight end is a security blanket for any quarterback, whether that's at the collegiate level or the professional ranks. And we have a solid tight end here, dog, and Zack Atkins. It's going to be fun to watch the production and see how creative we get with our offense now that we do have a legit tight end playing the position. It's going to be fun, dog. Let's keep it rolling, man. Got another offensive lineman here. Got Zarion McGill, center, 6'2", 310, out of Taylorsville, Mississippi, La Tech transfer. Started his career off at Jones College there at JUCO. Then he transferred to Louisiana Monroe in 2022, started all 12 games, had 450 pass blocking snaps, only gave up 2 sacks, 2 penalties. In 2023, he was damn good. Pass blocking overall grade was 77.4, 434 pass blocking snaps, gave up 0 sacks, only 1 hit to the quarterback, only 3 penalties. We all know we've lost multiple centers when you think about Yakiri Walker, and of course we lost Hank Zelinskis as well. So we definitely needed to bring in an experienced center to the room, and we did that here, man. He in 2023 was second team All Sun Belt. He was also the offensive line MVP as well for that ULM squad. In 2024, he improved in all areas. 4 games where his pass blocking grade was over 81. 2 of those games, it was over 84. He had one of those games against North Carolina State. He only had 1 penalty all year. He's a better overall pass blocker than run blocker, but his run blocking grade was pretty good as well, 63.3. 1,941 career snaps, only 6 total penalties. He had over 1,100 pass blocking snaps, only he's given up 5 sacks in his entire career, dog. We got a legit battle at center with him and Cash Cleveland. I love it. Can't wait to see who wins it. Let's keep it rolling. Colin Salter. He's a linebacker, 6'2", 225, out of Cedar Hill, Texas. TCU transfer, was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school. He was a top 60 linebacker in the nation. He was a top 100 overall player coming out of the state of Texas. Of course, the last name Salter should ring a bell. He is the younger brother of the Liberty transfer quarterback, Kaden Salter. Of course, Colin, super athletic, man. Of course, you see on tape, can fly around. This is his high school tape here. He also ran track in high school as well. He was on the 4x200 and the 4x400 relay teams. Of course, this young man looking to come in, develop. We have multiple years of eligibility. I know in 2023 he did not play. He had a season-ending injury. I know in 2024 he did make appearances in a few games, but he did have limited production. Looking forward to the development of this young man. Like I said, super athletic, has multiple years of eligibility. Looking at 3 years of eligibility out this young man. Let's see exactly what we can turn him into. Let's keep it rolling, man. We got some specialists here. We're going to start with Bucannon. He is a kicker, 5'11", $190, out of Longview, Texas, La Tech transfer. Of course, a big leg kicker that consistently booms balls out the back of the end zone. Obviously, that was something that we definitely needed without question, and we have our guy. He kicked off 56 times in 2024. He recorded 51 touchbacks. He only allowed 4 returns. Of course, when it comes to kicking field goals, again, a big leg kicker here. This young man did make from 50 twice. He had a 57-yarder against North Carolina State. He also hit from 55 yards against Kennesaw State as well. Had multiple 40-yard kicks. Also, of course, special teams have to be special, like Coach Prime always says, and we got a good one here. He was Conference USA Special Teams Player of the Week twice in November and in September. Can't wait to see him boom balls in Boulder, Colorado. Last but certainly not least, Damon Grives. He's a punter, 6'1", $185, out of Australia. We got another mate, man. Of course, we all know we had to replace Mark Vassett, our former mate, and now we got a new mate. This young man here, multiple punts, 50-plus yards, 58, 51, 56, 50, 52, on the year. Of course, when we played Kansas this past season, we know our defense did not get off the field. His family actually traveled from Australia thousands of miles to watch him play. And of course, he didn't punt because we didn't get a stop. But he ended up committed to this Colorado football program, and I can't wait to see him in black and gold. And hopefully his family is able to come and attend a few games and see their son play and play well. So, of course, if you made it this far, man, you know it's all love and appreciation to you, dog. Of course, this transfer portal class isn't over, but I wanted to give you guys an update on the 17 young men that we did sign and that will help us win a Big 12 title in 2025. It's going to be excited to see these young men get to rolling in Boulder, Colorado, compete. Of course, our practices are super competitive, super fast, physical. They're like game days, and I cannot wait to see these young men, especially in the trenches. The trench battle is going to be fun, dog. They're going to be extremely fun. Obviously, we know there is a spring portal window as well, and then, of course, there is a small window for college football playoff teams, and of course the teams that are in the national title is a small window for them as well too, along with grad guys. I'm gonna put the pretty much the portal windows here for all sports, but you'll be able to see football there. It's coming straight from the NCAA website, just so you're more familiar with all the portal windows and when you can expect those to come into play. Again, if you made it this far, much love and appreciation. I want you to tell me who are your favorite transfer guys so far. This time I'm gonna know who watched the video to the end. If you watched the video to the end, give me your top 3 favorite transfer portal signees. But not gonna keep it long. Just want to bring you guys with a phenomenal update. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Bird's Eye View, man.